easy go.
Hello, Toxic here. I'm going to be giving you a video on how to survive your first day in Rust. Keep in mind that this is a 2018 release, so there's been a lot of changes over the years, so let's get down to it. Okie dokie. So basically you wake up on the beach like everybody else. All you've got is a nice old rock and a torch, and you look around. What you could do is you press G and you can see where you are on the map. Now you're gonna want a place this is actually a pretty decent area. There's a mining outpost for recycling. You have a road here so you can get food and fresh water, and there's a mountain so you can have all the resources you need. And the more green you see, the more trees you'll find. So let's go and start collecting. So the first thing you want to do is look for hemp. Hemp is probably the most crucial thing you'll find in the beginning. This is a metal nod. You don't need metal just yet. Stone. Stone is very important, especially when you're starting out. So, well, it looks like somebody's already in this area, so you just keep going until you find a nice decent area. Ooh. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a survival PvP game, so you will find a lot of guys that just decide to shoot at you regardless if you're fully geared or just fully naked. Looks like he's not running after me. That's decent. There you go. Got me some hemp. Hemp. Hemp, 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 hemp. Okie dokie. So it looks like I'm gonna head this way. The more trees you see in your area, the better, because you're gonna need wood for everything. And don't try to put yourself in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing, because you're going to be spending more time running back and forth than anything. Alright. Well, I think this is a half decent area. I'm going to grab this hemp here because, like I said, the more hemp the better. So the first thing you want to do is hit a tree. You're going to need the wood so we can start building your first little base. Now, the rock is used primarily for everything until you're able to craft yourself better equipment. So you're going to need to make yourself some building plans and a hammer for upgrading. And all this hemp that you got here, you need at least 30 to be able to make a sleeping bag. A sleeping bag is important. It's like a safe spawn. So let's say every time you die, you're always going to come back to life wherever you left your sleeping bag. In the meantime, I'm going to get more wood. They put this nice little X here on the tree so it's faster for you to harvest, and at the same time it's better because you never want to stay in one place when you're harvesting, because somebody could just creep up behind you and just shoot you in the back of the head and take everything you've got. You don't want that, but it's gonna happen a lot. And another point, if ever you're the type of person that's extremely very easily influenced in your gameplay and you get angry very fast, this is probably not the kind of game for you. You're gonna die a lot, and you're gonna have to restart a lot. So being a very mellow, happy-go-lucky person might be a good idea. Okie dokie. So now I'm gonna pull out my building plans. Started very simple. Let's give ourselves a nice little 1x2. Like I said, you're going to need a lot of wood. So I picked a decent area so I could build this. Hitting a tree to get me some wood. Okay. So now you're gonna want to, drop your sleeping bag in your little home, even though it's not completed yet. I don't think anybody's gonna come attack me just yet. So I need more wood because you need a tool cupboard and to upgrade your base. Because as is right now, a couple of shots with a bow or 5-6 shots with any kind of equipment, and that door, the whole wall's coming down. This is just purely a skeleton. So at least if you can get it to hardwood, then it's gonna take a little while. Although I have enough wood, so I'm gonna make myself a stone hatchet so this goes a little quicker. Those little nods of stone that I found are gonna serve me very well, especially so I could start surviving. The X's don't always work. If that does happen, then just beat the tree like you would normally beat it. Oh, apparently there was an X there, which there wasn't. Okay, I got my nice little stone hatchet. By the way, guys, any kind of tree works. Even if you see little twig ones, they're almost as good as a big ass one. They're just a little harder to hit sometimes. And a useful little tip, if ever you're near a beach, there's driftwood that gives you 20 a shot regardless of what you're using. And yes, it doesn't respawn, but it's easy wood. I'll go check out that beach in a second. Now I can see I'm harvesting a lot faster and I'm getting more per hit. As you can see later on in the game, you'll have metal ones, you'll find a chainsaw, although there's going to be different needs to create them, like metal shards or fuel to be able to power the chainsaw. Let's see, there's a bit of driftwood over here maybe. No, I don't want to venture too far and cause any unwanted attention. I just keep harvesting these beautiful trees in my neck of the woods, literally. So far so good. Nobody seems to have noticed that I'm in this area, so that might be a positive. Okay, so you need to make yourself a tool cupboard and drop that down into your base. This prevents people, other players, to be able to come in and just build onto your base or modify anything on your base. And that's very important, or else people will just come in and start building all the way up onto your base and just taking away walls and just walking on in. So while that builds, I'm going to get this piece of wood. So any kind of fallen wood also gives you more per shot. If you look on the right here, it gives me 20 a shot. You can only hit it about 11 times, but still it's 220 wood. Once we get our little base going, I'll show you guys what you can do, because you're definitely going to need some form of protection going out there. A lot of people would start off by first thing they do is build a spear for defense, but let's be honest, guys, the spear is pretty useless. I'd go straight for a bow. Now you have to also keep in mind, guys, that you will starve to death and get dehydrated. That's normal, especially if you haven't found any form of sustenance. So what I'll do here is I'll drop this guy right here. Authorize yourself. I'm going to turn my floor into hardwood. I'm probably going to need more wood. make myself a front door and a key lock. Very important. You don't want people to just be on walking in and, hey guys, what's going on? You have anything fun for me? Now keep in mind, guys, I like to do a 2x1 square just for that little extra room in case a friend comes on or whatever. Either way, if you're going to expand your base, you're going to need to make it bigger, and at the double cost for the extra wood, it's easier just to do it right away than to do it later, because then you have to destroy a wall to be able to expand. So I need a fire, because fire is important. How else are you going to see at night and cook your delicious, delicious meat? My key lock's going to be ready soon. I'm probably going to have to kill myself. I'm going to kill one more tree. Make myself a little storage box to be able to store all my precious findings in the meantime. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna put my key lock on my door, and I'm gonna lock it, close the door. Alright, so now nobody can walk in or build anywhere around my base for the time being, so that's fantastic. I'm gonna need this so I can see at night. My box is building also. And my building is decaying. Now keep in mind, now since the new update is, you're gonna need upkeep. This cost me 204 wood to keep my base from decaying every 24 hours. So with almost 900 wood, I have enough for 4 days, 9 hours. Keep in mind, the bigger you build your base, and also if you're making it out of stone, metal, or anything, it's gonna need those specific requirements daily to upkeep your base. Now I'm about to die. Just give me my box so I can drop that and then die. Fantastic. So I'm gonna put all my lovelies in here, and then I'm gonna kill myself. Now as you're gonna see, when I respawn, it gives me the option here, instead of just respawning anywhere on the map, it says respawn in your sleeping bag, which was why it's very important to get yourself a sleeping bag as soon as possible. Okie dokie. So as you can see, it's very dark at night. That's why they give you this, and that's why I said to build this. Now I'm gonna harvest my body, because you need animal fat and bones for all kinds of very interesting usages. Whatever you do, guys, don't eat your own meat from your bodies. You're just gonna dehydrate like super fast and die. As much as a good idea as it sounds, it's not. Now since it's not too dark outside, I'm gonna get a bit more wood, leave that inside my tool cupboard, so whenever I do need it, I'll have it. The only problem is now during the night is that you can't see very well, so you can't see those little X's on a tree. So all you can do is hope for the best. Look at my little cabin in the background. It's so majestic, glowing in the darkness. Now, although it's sturdier now that it's hardwood, you're probably going to want to get yourself some stone and turn that to stone. But by doing that, you're also going to need to require more stone into your upkeep. Depending on where you are, you'll probably find more sulfur, more metal, or more stone. And also keep in mind, everybody else on the map is always looking for the same things. Which is why this is PvP. Not everybody's going to want to kill you, but assume everybody will. Because they don't know what you have on you, and you don't know what you have on them. And it's a lot easier to just kill somebody and take all their hard-earned loot than it is to go and find it yourself. So I'm going to wait till daytime and we're going to continue this. Alright guys, it's finally daytime. I'm going to take 400 wood with me, so if ever I find some stone, then I can actually go and craft myself a pickaxe to harvest minerals. Stone, mostly stone. So let's go around here and see what I can find in these beautiful mountains. Now most of the time you're going to find stone nodes or any kind of nodes near mountains. You may find them randomly not in mountains areas, but it's your best bet to look at mountains. And I still need hemp to make myself a weapon. Somebody's getting shot at. Sounds pretty intense. I definitely want this. That's not the kind of knot that I want. This is a sulfur. When you see all the yellow, you're gonna need that later on to make gunpowder or anything explosive related. You don't need that just yet. I'm gonna grab one of these since I'm gonna need it later on. Now as you can see, there's that shiny spot. It's kind of like the X's on a tree. It makes it easier to harvest it faster. Now there are wild animals in this game, which is an awesome way to get animal fat, leather, cloth, and food, which is why it's important to have a fireplace, because you can't eat that stuff raw, you're going to get sick, so you have to cook it. In case I can't harvest that guy. So how much do I have? 40. So I'm going to go back to base and bring this back. I'm going to use the cloth that I have in my base to hopefully make myself the bow that I want, and then to make some arrows, and then I'm going to need to go start hunting out some animals. There she is, my bunker of temporary security. Okie dokie. So let's see here. Now, as you can see, I needed 50 cloth and 200 wood so I can craft my hunting bow. And I need arrows. So let's see how many I can make with what I have. Bring this out. Take some of this out. Crafting arrows. Perfect. I was trying to make 10. It gives you 2 for each shot. That's 20 arrows. Put everything else back in here. Fantastic. I now have my first weapon. My first arrows have been built. So let's see if we can go and get ourselves some animals. Now you could find food usually around these areas, but as we noticed when I first started, there was a couple of bases there and somebody was already shooting at me. So I'm gonna go out with a bang and head that way. I'm probably gonna die, I'm probably gonna lose, but it doesn't matter, Because if I can go there and get some food and come back alive, it's a win-win. If I manage to kill somebody and take all their stuff, it's a win-win. And the best part is if I die, who cares? I just started. You have to remember, guys, you will die a lot. May it be a player, Mother Nature, hunger, it will happen. But as long as you have a sleeping bag down, you'll come back and start over again. See, this is what a stone nod looks like. I can't pass this guy up. Keep in mind, guys, 3 strongest and most important things you need, especially when you're starting off, is wood, cloth, and stone. With those 3, you'll be just fine. I just don't like the fact that I'm right next to this guy's base harvesting, but I need the stone. Okie dokie. Oh my god, that's a mine. You don't want to get caught with your pants down with one of those. Now, rivers are the only source of fresh water that you can actually drink and recover your thirst at the bottom, right? And because it's the only form of fresh water, usually there's animals around here. But that also means there's a high chance of other players. Guess somebody already came and took all the food. Oh, that's a nice base up there. Oh, Mother Nature, where are your animals? It'd be nice to find an animal so I could show you guys how it is to kill and harvest an animal, since you will need to. You can use a rock, you can use a hatchet to harvest them, but the best thing is this little guy right here, a bone knife. With that little guy, you'll get the maximum fat, bones, cloth, and meat from the little animal you decided to kill, which you just use bones from your body or any other animal you managed to kill before then. I don't seem to see anything moving. Most animals won't attack you if you hit them first, except for a bear and a wolf. Those guys will mess you up the first chance they get. But you can always just jump on a rock that they can't get to, but you can, and then they can't even hurt you. But if you're running down an open field and there's no rocks, you're shit out of luck. Find a way to kill him before he kills you, or you're spawning in your sleeping bag again. Alright, well, looks like I found some prey. Let's see how my hunting goes. Oh yeah. Usually these guys are really hard to kill because they run off as soon as they get hurt. Don't forget to pick up your arrows, that shit's useful. And then you pull out this trusty little friend of yours here and you harvest them for life. Let's see if we can get lucky and find something else in this area. Alright, well luckily for us we found ourselves a bear. The only problem is that if I attack this guy, he's gonna destroy me. Let's try it anyway. Stop moving around. Now it's a 50-50 chance when you attack a bear that he's either gonna run or he's gonna come after you. This guy decided to take the high road. The only problem is I still have to keep my distance. If you follow them long enough, they'll slow down again. And then you can just let them have it. Oh boy. I seem to have run out of arrows. So I'm gonna make more. Aha! This is the best source of everything. They are hard to find. So when you find one, you don't miss your chance. Let's harvest this lovely. Look at that. 41 leather, 19 bear meat. Oh yeah, we're good. We are golden. Let's get this and the deer meat back to base. I'll show you how to cook it all up. And we'll take it from there. Okay. So we've made it back to base. Nobody seems to be hanging around. That's a good sign. Okay, so we made it back to base. So now basically you open up your campfire. The wood is here, the charcoal from what you're burning. Now if you click on your meat, you see at the bottom right here you can have a chance to split it, or let's say you want 5 or whatever. I usually just put 10, split it, put 2 of them in here, and you start your fire. When you see a little electrical sign, it means it's being cooked. That's fantastic, because if you eat that shit raw, you're gonna get sick and you're gonna die. You don't want that. You die enough naturally. Let's not force it. While that's cooking, I'm gonna go and put this and this and this and this away. I'll take this and this out. Now while we watch this cook, it's very important to keep an eye on the cooking, because if it cooks and then it stays in there and it keeps cooking, it burns and then it's useless. So once it comes out like this, ta-da! And then you click on that and you eat it. And look at all the yum yums. It's so delicious, bear meat. Now the next step is we're going to need a furnace to melt metal so we can get better defense. So for that we're going to need low-grade fuel. For that you need cloth and animal fat. So I can make 37. Let's craft all that. All thanks to that delicious bear. It gave us all kinds of cloth and all kinds of animal fat, which is what you need to make fuel. And what I'll do is I'll put this away now that I no longer need it. Put this away for now. Now for a furnace, a small furnace, you need 200 stone, 100 wood, and 50 low-grade fuel. So I have the stone, I have the wood, just missing the fuel. Very soon. Alright, we are crafting our first furnace. Fantastic. Put everything else away that I wasn't using. For now, I'm gonna cancel out this so that builds. Okay, my delicious, delicious meat. So basically at this point you've already established yourself a decent base, and you're ready to go from there and upgrade a bit more. So once I got the furnace down and all the meat is cooked, I'll show you where to go from there. Usually the best time to cook any meat you find during the day is at nighttime. It passes the time faster, gives you something to do, and it doesn't force you to go outside and, you know, get destroyed in the darkness. Alright, my furnace is done. So, this is a furnace. Ta-da! You're gonna need wood, and these are the metal that we harvested the day before. So I'll put the wood in there. I split this in 3. So 233, 296, that's fine. Pow, pow, pow. Make sure to keep 2 spots open, one for the refine and one for the ashes. So you turn that on. Now you play the waiting game. Alright guys, so basically this is the perfect startup to survive. Once you get more stone, you upgrade your whole base into stone, and then basically you pull out the wooden door, you pull out the key lock, and you install a metal door and a digital key lock, which is this over here. This is a metal door, and this is a digital key lock. Digital key lock is awesome because if you have more than one friend, as long as they have the code to get in, anybody can go in and out. As for these locks, only you can go in and out unless you make an extra key and you give it to them. The problem with that is that if they die with the key on them and somebody knows where you live, thanks to the key, they can just walk on in. So it's only good for solo or temporarily. And that's the end of my tutorial to start off in surviving your first day in Rust. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below and I'll do my best to answer everybody. Take care and have a good day.